Hi, I'm Phyllis Lang, and welcome to Nightwear. This series of videos demonstrates the Advanced Deep Sky document, perhaps the heart and soul of Deep Sky Planner 4. This demonstration is being done on a laptop computer running Vista Home Premium 32-bit edition. The special relationship between the viewing time constraint on the ephemeris date and as it relates to the best time to view sorting option require a little further explanation. First, I'll have a look at the summary of our settings in our Advanced Deep Sky document. You can see that I'm concentrating on the constellations of Andromeda and Aquarius. I'm viewing only galaxies and planetary nebulae. The ephemeris date has been set to 18 August, and the viewing time is currently set to ignore. And once again, we're searching the Herschel 400 list. Going back to the Viewing Time tab, if we have Ignore selected, then search for these objects and create a new report. We can see that the best time to view an object aligns completely with the transit time. Obviously, the best time to view an object is when it attains its highest altitude in the sky during your observing period. We've specified to ignore the observing period, so the best time to view is always the transit time. And as we scroll down through the report, we can see that the best time always matches the transit time. If we select astronomical darkness for our viewing time and create a new report, we can see that sometimes the best time to view is the transit altitude and time, but in some cases there's a difference. That's because the transit time falls outside of our astronomical darkness period during which we'll view. And if we check the altitude graph for this object, we can see that indeed it is rising during the time when we intend to view. Since both of these items are rising at the end of our viewing time, Deep Sky Planner prefers that you observe this object first because it's higher in the sky, giving the last object more time to rise to a higher altitude. Finally, we'll select objects based on a viewing time of 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. and create another report. We can see that the transit time of the first object falls within our observing time. The second object, however, has a transit time after our observing time ends. So if we have a look at the altitude graph, we can see that during our observing run, the object is rising. Therefore, Deep Sky Planner would like for you to observe that at the end of your run, and because it is higher in the sky than subsequent items, it would prefer that you observe this one first, allowing the others more time to rise. If these objects were setting at the end of our observing time, Deep Sky Planner would prefer that you observe the lowest altitude object first. That way, you get it taken care of before it sets and escapes from view. I'd like to give a final example that illustrates the way that the viewing time parameter works with the sort by best time parameter. Again, I'm searching the Herschel 400 list, and I've disabled all the filtering criteria. I have chosen to sort the report by best viewing time, and the date on which the ephemeris information is calculated is a date very near new moon. So if I create this report, I get all the objects in the Herschel list. The sorting of the list shows the first object to be viewed with a best time that occurs shortly after midnight. I can go to the Viewing Time tab and change the viewing time restriction to the times of astronomical darkness and recreate the report. Some objects are not above the horizon during astronomical darkness, so we have fewer objects that have been listed in the report. But again, the best time to view an object begins at midnight. If you want to specify user-specified viewing times, you can begin a user-specified time in the PM hours, and in fact I've chosen the PM begin time of astronomical darkness, and I've chosen the AM end time of astronomical darkness. This is because Deep Sky Planner allows you to enter a begin time that's later in the day than the end time, so that it understands that you'll be viewing over the midnight hour. Given these conditions, I create the report again, and the first item in the report reaches a best observing time of 9:34 p.m., which is the beginning time of our viewing run. You should see here that 0 degrees altitude is valid for Deep Sky Planner. That's because mathematically, given the effect of atmospheric refraction, an object is visible at a negative altitude. If you'd like to eliminate these very low altitude objects from your report, you can specify under the Sky Position tab a minimum altitude for listing. That concludes this discussion of the relationship between viewing time and best time to view in the Advanced Deep Sky document. Please stay tuned for more on the Advanced Deep Sky document, and thanks for watching.